but I just think Quan isn't a good character. Why? Why? And I could give two shits about Madrigal. Come on, guys. What are we doing? Master Chief's ass. I didn't expect that. What the fuck is this? I'm really confused on what they're gonna do. Welcome back to the final episode this season. Hard to believe we're finally here of Halo PODST. I am your host, Jake. I'm joined by Sparks.
You know, for the life of me, I don't even know if this might be the last of the series. I can't tell.
Okay, before we even go into this episode, before we even get to spoilers, I'm going to tell you right now, I think there will be a season 3. And despite how good this episode is, I just don't care. I
honestly, I can't see how you don't, though, because we're finally here. We're finally, actually catching up to the games.
So we're where we should have been in the first place. Cool. That's great.
Hey, we're finally here. If you want to, just write off the first 2 episodes as or first 2 seasons as a prequel and then start fresh in 3, I mean, I'll accept that. I just don't know how the ratings are going to shake out if they're going to bite for a 3.
Again, it's back to what we talked about earlier. I don't think Paramount has a lot going on in terms of original programming, you know.
What are you talking about? They got Star Trek for days.
Yeah, but that's it. It's Star Trek and Halo. That's it. You know what I mean? So my point is, I think that they're gonna hold on to that as long as they can, that IP.
We'll see. I mean, it's not just Paramount in this. I mean, they've got a whole bunch of different properties. Because you always see it with their advertising about everybody up on the mountain.
Well, I mean, they've got all the Nickelodeon stuff. So they got TMNT and SpongeBob and all that shit. But I'm just saying that, I don't know, that when I don't think, in the grand scheme of things, I guess they're probably about this. I guess they're comparable to others, but I think it will get a season 3 because for some reason there are people that like this show, and I'm baffled that they do, but they exist.
Yeah, I mean, every show's got people that like it for some reason or another. I mean, people liked Mike and Molly, and I don't get that.
2 Broke Girls, people like that, or The Big Bang Theory, people like weird shit.
And here we are just dunking on Chuck Lorre in general.
Look.
I'm sorry, his humor's just not for me.
At a certain point, either you like the multi-camera sitcoms, you stick with it, or you move on.
I can appreciate what Roseanne did for sitcom TVs back, TV shows in the 90s, and those first few seasons of The Big Bang Theory weren't bad, but at a point it just felt like we were doing more of the same, and it was just punching down, and it was crap. But you know what? We're not here to talk about that.
I wish. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I don't. I would not refuse.
Before we even go, I kind of give you that. We talked about this episode before we recorded.
Sure.
If you think that
in so much as we gave our general thoughts on it.
And you felt like we pulled the classic pro wrestling double turn where I'm the negative one, you're the positive one.
Apparently. I mean, you have been pretty bearish in our chats.
What I should have felt at the end of this finale is what you felt. I wish I could have felt that. I really do. But at the end of this finale, I was just like, they're going to fuck that up anyway, so why should I care? They're just going to keep fucking this up. So I why should I care?
See, you've gone full pessimism.
Because, dude, okay. I guess we can wait till we get to it, or we can just do it now. But there's just so many elements of this show where there's things that I like, and they get it right. And then they have things like the Chief and Arbiter fight that look like fucking dog shit. Dog shit. That was ugly.
Oh, okay, but every time I try to talk about the finale last season, you just hand wave it. No, it wasn't that bad. Fuck you.
How hard is it to animate someone running? How hard is it?
I'm not really all that caught up in it. I think from a technical standpoint, this was fine. From a narrative standpoint, the things that they are setting up are much more interesting than what we've been doing pretty much since the fall of Reach and whatever gaslighting bullshit that Ackerman was pulling up until then.
I also, before anybody says anything about this, I understand the audacity to say those comments about how hard is it to animate someone running. I'm not an animator. I understand that, but this is Halo. This is a show that Paramount is dumping mounds of money into, and they can't be fucking bothered to properly animate the boss fight at the end of your season. Like what? What
Okay,
do you?
but here's the humor in this. Okay, so even before that, earlier in the episode, there was a fight against a bunch of Covenants in a very smoky hallway aboard a Covenant ship.
You notice we never saw any Covenant in that scene?
We did. They were just very occluded in smoke.
Or very but a lot of the times the perspective was the bullets coming at the Spartans and not, you know what I mean?
No, no,
So
there was like a solid shot there of Chief with an energy sword fighting hand to hand.
yeah, but before that there's not really much Covenant in there.
No, well, they weren't going to spend a lot
And
of
that's
time on
fine.
it.
I understand
They
that.
let-
I understand, and I understand you were trying to save money and you don't want to spend all that. Is I don't like that's fine. I understand that.
Yeah, it's like the decision to give them cloaking during the fall of Reach. Hey, we got to save money where we can, so we're going to kind of cut corners. We're going to hide them in smoke so that the details aren't as evident. And you know what? I think that's a very intelligent
I agree.
choice, considering it's just when you're doing this giant fight against Arbiter in the broad daylight.
That's my point.
You
If you're
m-
gonna,
you
if
maybe
you-
coulda.
yeah, if you're gonna do it, have some sort of gimmick where it's at night, or hide it. Don't unless you think you can make it look as close to the games and realistic as you can. Find some way to
okay.
work around it.
Okay, bear with me. You didn't have to do either of those things. Instead of having it out in front of the entrance, in front of the door,
Oh yeah.
just go inside a little bit.
Yep. Fight in there. Yeah. That makes sense.
Would have been perfectly fine. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's.
I'm sorry. That was the thing that pissed me off. One of the things that, probably my biggest nitpick of the whole episode was that fight.
Oh, I've got nitpicks, but they're nothing egregious. So before we get into this, overall impressions. Me, honestly, I even have this at the top of my notes. Is it perfect? No, but it is proof that when we actually get an episode that actually feels like Halo, it is very, very watchable.
Yeah, it was as negative as I'm coming off right now. I want people to understand very clearly. It is a good episode. When I am more upset, it has to do with the show as a whole, not this episode. I think this episode was really fun, and I really liked it.
Because believe you me, we can just as easily go back to that icy fucking hellhole.
But I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of it gets lost on me when we spent 3 episodes doing fuck all.
Well, so again, this is where things come down to the writing board. So we know that going into the season, they were really hyping up episode 4. So how do we get to episode 4? Because we need to take whatever we're doing. We're going to have the battle for Reach and then the final battle. These are the 2 things I'm sure that they highlighted in red on all of their notes and circled it on the whiteboard. We got to get to these points, and we have 8 episodes. How do we do this?
And we have to do enough to get us to the main, at least the first game storyline, if
So,
or close to that.
and I don't think it's any coincidence that in an 8-episode season, the best 2 episodes are 4 and 8, the halfway point and the end.
This could have been 6 episodes. This whole season could have been 6.
Okay,
maybe
again,
5.
This could have been more tightly focused on the fall of Reach, but we can spend all night doing the
You and I have
what
talked
ifs.
about this. Yes, the Reach should have been more than 1 episode.
It should have been.
At the very least, it should have
It
been.
should have
more
been
than one
half the
episode.
goddamn season.
Yeah, the first 4 episodes should have been that, but whatever.
Yeah, at least at the end of 4, that is the fall, and that should have been, and it wasn't. So
But
that's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about the finale for season 2, titled Halo. Which, you know what, I made a note to go back and check, and I didn't get the chance to. Was episode 1 called Halo as well?
It was Sanctuary.
Oh, all right. Well, then good. We don't have anything to worry about. This one's called Halo. I guess if you want to be really weird and technical about it, if you use that as a framing point, this is, I wouldn't say it goes so far as to retcon a lot of the mistakes, but it ties up a lot of bad plot lines and just throws them in the back. It's like, okay, we're done with
Oh
this. We're not going
man.
to be weighed down by this anymore. We're moving forward. We're going on to bigger and better things. And I'm okay with that. If we're getting rid of this bullshit, let's be done with it.
And the way that they do it, fine. But like, jeez, man, we could have done this so long ago.
You know what? Maybe they just wanted to do it justice instead of abruptly getting rid of it. And I can respect the decision. I hate the implementation, but
By the way, both of us called it because it was obvious, but both of us called it because it is crucial to the story of Halo. Because the episode opens in a place you wouldn't think. Because the episode opens with Miranda.
but it doesn't though.
Oh no! It's the Spartan 3s, and then it
That's still
right?
Nope. It opens with Master Chief.
Right, he's on the ship still.
Nope, he's not. You were batting 0 for 3 there.
Oh, he's talking to that fucking robot. That's what it was. God damn it! I was.
Yeah, we opened the episode with Chief talking to some off-screen being about something else that's in the darkness. And I'm not gonna get heavy into the spoilers. This is Guilty Spark, people. We're finally catching up to the series, to the games. So familiar things might finally start popping up instead of what the fuck is that?
Yeah, because he goes, "What did you find down there?"
When of course I'm sure he's talking about the grave something. Basically the one progenitor that's kind of causing the flood. I think that's probably what he's talking about.
Yeah, because he's like, "What did you find?" Death, but not my own.
Yeah, dark things are in dark places. Very, very ominous. And then we cut away to Miranda, who's studying a microorganism that was attached to the device that they recovered from the progenitor site. Usually, I don't know, in a sane person's mind, a bad idea. But scientists, they just can't help themselves.
I still prescribe to that idea that scientists are gonna end the world because they're just like, hey, would this happen? And then it does.
Well, it's the classic Ian Malcolm.
Yeah, the whole
could you, but should you?
Yeah, maybe should we be fucking with a fungus like this that just all of a sudden came back to like awoken and like keeps spreading in this little thing? Maybe we shouldn't be fucking with this fungus.
Yeah, so Miranda's checking out a slide, and she makes some note about asking another scientist in the room named Janine, when did the spore come to life? And he goes, oh, it's been that way. I'm going to skip all the boring dialogue bullshit because holy fucking shit, we're actually getting the beginnings of the flood. It's taken us 2 seasons, but we're here.
Okay. How did you feel about the song choice? Because I thought that was fucking weird. To do the like melancholy, like generic, like upbeat music while the people are kind of like infected. I thought that was kind of weird.
I don't know. I didn't really focus on it too much.
I liked it because it was it was like different and weird, but at the same time, I'm like, what the fuck is this music?
I mean, it's not like it was like White Rabbit by Jefferson Starship.
No, but it was just still like, well, that's kind of weird. Like, it was just a weird choice.
But it doesn't matter. Like, we're finally fucking here, though.
Again, it's hard for me to give a shit. It really is. It is really hard for me to care because so many of these people, I'm like, cool, kill them. None of them are like, oh man, no, such and such got infected me. I'm like, cool, they're dead. Great. Takes them off the board. Yeah, maybe that's why you like this episode, is because you're like, yes, it's cutting the fat, I guess.
Yeah, we're getting rid of the chaff, the unnecessary bullshit, but also think about what this could mean for next season. Like, I have very vivid memories of playing the first Halo game and encountering the Flood and, fucking fighting them off with an energy sword as they're coming after you. Like, it's a very nostalgic hit for me. It's, a great enemy. And I'm not completely in love with the way that they pulled him off in this series.
I thought it was, I dug how they did it. Like, I thought it was cool that they were kind of like frozen.
Sure. Yeah, that seems plausible.
I like the, I like the eeriness and the horror element to it, like it was in the games, of having that like scary shit to it. I like.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm like, when I think of the Flood, I always think about the the little fucking bugs crawling on the floor, the swarm of them, not so much this like cross combination of the cordyceps zombies from The Last of Us and the rage zombies from 21 Days Later.
Will they get? I mean, have you? Because they do look like that, and like they get mutated and shit. But
Sure,
like,
but they also like they. We took so long to get to the body horror aspect of it. So for a while they were just like rage zombies.
yeah, yeah,
And I get it. It's a slow onset. For a long while, Janine's just kind of like walking around in a fugue state before like she's in a lab and just like snaps and stabs somebody in the fucking neck
that
with
was
a scalpel.
fucking wild. I was like, shit. All right.
Yeah, and that's like again, these are the things like we're actually setting up that make for an interesting episode instead of just exposition line after line after line. We're like seeing things happen. It could have done anything. Like they could have just done like a fadeaway. It's like, oh yeah, and then the flood invaded and everybody started turning. Instead, we get to see it happen. Show, don't tell. In action, and that makes for much more compelling TV or watching experiences in general. And I enjoy that aspect that we're finally like putting some of these things into action. I think it's going very nicely. Now, before we get to that, Miranda, of course, Janine's infected because she's a dum-dum. And I guess she must have fucked with the sample at some point and got infected. Because, again, scientists, they can't help themselves. Even though she claims to be a bit of a biologist. Well, clearly you're not a good one. And then she starts asking Miranda about Halsey, and Keys starts getting fucking dodgy about it because, that relationship's still pretty raw. So
also, can we? Yeah, it's kind of hard because she's still my mom, but Dad's dead, and she kind of just nonchalantly mentioned it, and I really didn't see like that. I'm sorry, I can't forgive that last episode with her being like, "Oh, Dad's dead." Okay.
Yep. Just kind of.
Speaking of which, I think we talked about this with the Reach episode, but it's interesting how they're going to do it because Keys dies in the first game because he gets infected with the flood.
Well, I guess he doesn't now.
Oh, sorry, Jacob Keys.
Yeah, again, I guess he doesn't now.
Sorry, but I'm wondering how they're gonna do that because there was a really cool moment with him in the first game where he's like fighting off the flood as he's getting infected and all that shit. But
yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll give that death to Miranda instead of fucking gouging her with, shit.
So the flood's spreading. That's going nuts.
Yeah, that shit's going on, and well, as like with any other good spore or pathogen, there are a lot of people in Onyx who are now already infected. We're just slowly laying the groundwork for later.
How many people do you think are going to be like, "Hey, they stole that from The Last of Us"? Very, very uneducated people, probably.
I mean, Halo predates it pretty easily.
Well, that's what I mean. Is like people that don't know about the games probably were like, "What?" And I'm like, "Bro, they were doing this in 2001. I don't know what to tell you."
As live adaptations go, they might have lifted a couple elements, from that. But even then, I don't know how long this has been in production.
Yeah. But I mean, the flood was like 2001, so I mean,
yeah,
because the first game
the concept of the flood, yeah, but like as we see it in the two different shows, it could be very different. I could maybe see some of the elements.
Yeah, and I was just making a joke. I don't think they're very comparable because they don't act like clickers.
I mean, there were a couple of aspects where they did, like especially the parts where they just like kind of stood still.
It's funny you said Last of Us because when the dude gets shot. The prison guard. I thought my first thought was Resident Evil 4, and like when Resident Evil kind of strayed away from just straight up zombies, and they're like that weird.
Oh, the body horror stuff.
Yeah, like 4, 5, and 6, where they're like.
Yeah, 4, especially in the village, you got all the heads popping and shit. But
I think I would. I'm glad. You and I both were like, well, obviously the flood is what's coming.
Sure. Why wouldn't you?
While it was predictable, I think it was still pretty effective.
And it's one of the aspects of this I enjoy the most.
Yeah. And this is
Except for one element of it.
But just imagine this, man. Just imagine if we had that first episode where we had all that, even take out the Quan shit, take all that out, throw it out, doesn't exist.
Oh, if it
You
were
take that
easy.
first episode when they land and they fuck up the Covenant and they're doing all that, and then imagine in that first season, same season, we see all this stuff, and then the flood shows up. The fact that we have to go until the end of the second season to get the flood, I just feel like it's a little too little too late, in my opinion, of like, it's effective, it's cool and everything, but I had to slog through 8 hours of horse shit to get here.
I
You know what I
don't
mean?
know that there's much defending it at this point. I think there's ways they could have gone about it better, but I'm excited for what the future can bring.
I just want to explain my point of view as while I'm not as optimistic as you are. I am bitter.
You're frustrated.
Well, yeah, because I really like this, and this is the show I wanted. But again, I had to sit through all of that crap
Sure.
to get here.
Jake, you're talking to somebody who made it through Titans.
You actually watched the whole show?
Yes.
Wow. I watched one episode.
I've hate watched my way through a lot of shit.
All right, look out for our new miniseries, Tighten Up. No,
If only they could have.
sorry, I keep sidetracking here.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's the thing. I have been weathered by watching terrible fucking shows. So like I can still make it through this and go, whatever, sure. This still hasn't hit the extreme lows that I've grown accustomed to.
I don't know, man.
Don't get me wrong. There's some real fucking stinkers here, but I've had worse. I mean, I damn near made it all the way through Flash, and not the movie.
So then after all that flood stuff, then we get Kai and the Spartan 3s, which, like we're talking about, smartly shot. Don't have to spend all the money on the Covenant, and it was fucking rad. Like when the ship gets hit and Perez is fucking spacewalking, spinning.
I actually love the way they did that though. Like after all the training, they're like, "Okay, guys, line up, and we're gonna start fucking launching." And then the fucking Covenant blasts the back door, and everybody's just jettisoned out into space. I'm like, well, that's the way to do it.
Again, predictable, but effective. Like, of course that was gonna happen. You know that shit's gonna happen. Like, you have all this training, and then it's all gonna go haywire.
And of course, we're following Reyes because she's our focal point. I guess she's
Perez.
Or Perez. Oh, good. I need to go back and start changing my notes. Perez. She gets, she's fucking spinning out really fucking hard because, again, she just got jettisoned into the vacuum of space. But she manages to get her composure. She makes it over to the cruiser. And at this point, we've basically got just like a trio at this point. We've got Mullins, the other female Spartan, Kai, and Perez.
It's woke.
I'm just going to move on from that.
There's some loser out there that's like, hey, women.
Oh, there are
woke.
so many fucking losers out there. So they managed to make their way into the cruiser, and they're just fucking outclassed almost immediately.
And
who would have guessed that a training sim wouldn't exactly give you the full scope of things?
And again, it does a great job of illustrating what Kai was trying to tell him. Like, you don't fucking go on a Covenant ship and walk away from it. Like, it ain't gonna happen.
But you know what? They're a scrappy group, these three. And they actually managed to make it to the bridge before they are just pinned down and they run out of ammo. Perez is injured, but hey, she got to dual wield fucking needlers.
Meanwhile, Chief's watching him get fucked up, and he's talking to Parangoski, and he's like, hey, we're going to do anything about this? She's like, no, you need to focus on the Halo. And he's like, we're just going to let him die? And she's like, yeah. And at this point, I'd be like, Chief, no shit. She's been the villain this whole season. No shit she's going to do that.
And Parangoski's like trying to, she starts off with like trying to play, and I was like, hey, we're glad to have you back. And I was waiting for the just like, fuck you.
Oh, I would, yeah. I was waiting for. Didn't he turn it off after? No, he talked to her.
He talked to her for a minute, and it's basically like, I'm done taking orders from you.
Yeah,
and she's like, well, but we have the same interests, and
if I'm Chief, the second she pulls that bullshit, I'm turning it off. I'm like, fuck you. I don't work for you anymore.
Well, he kind of did. Like she starts.
He did eventually, yeah.
About
but I
the
wouldn't even get
humanity,
that far.
And then just like cuts the fucking line. But so he's been listening to the transmissions and he hears that Kai's coming. He's just like, fucking struggling hard while we're on the bridge. So he's ultimately has to make this choice between going after McKee, who's getting ready to fucking hit an escape pod down to the Halo, or assisting Kai and Perez. And, well, once again, we cut back to that fucking coin thing. Like, they're just going to beat that dead horse.
Dude, I was so close to fucking losing my shit when I saw that. I'm like, leave well enough alone. You closed that loop 4 episodes ago. Why do you keep doing this?
Because they love beating horse corpses.
We don't, but this is what's so silly about this show. On one hand, you could previously, like you talking about, look at this, great job, it's showing us, it's not telling us with the flood stuff. But here we are again, back to the show telling me like I'm an idiot. Like, hey, remember that fucking coin thing? He's gonna come up again. It's like, I get it. Chief is special. He's the Master Chief. I know that. I played the games.
It's not even that. Like, we knew it was coming back. Like, they could have, like, there's a couple instances of them talking about that coin. They could have just cut it. And then you did it one time when they're during the Fall of Reach. And then we just throw it all the way back to here.
We got it, man.
It would have been such a good callback if you wouldn't have referenced it 3 other times.
Or, yeah, don't even...
Once is all you need.
Yeah. Oh, I stand by it. It was well enough when he flipped it and said heads to her at Reach. That's it.
Even then, that was too much. Again, if they wouldn't have mentioned it again, because he gave her the coin while they were on Reach.
Oh, and you know what? She could just give I wouldn't be against her giving the coin back. That's fine. But to have him flip it again, it's like, dude, we get it.
Yeah, it does not at all feel like an earned bit, and less is more. All right, less of that bullshit.
And it doesn't help that, I mean, I usually skip the recaps, but it doesn't help that they had a recap of that scene already. So I'm like, oh God, they're gonna bring this up, aren't they? Because I thought it's like there's one of two things. They're gonna bring it up in a sense to remind you that like, oh, Chief is gonna win because Chief always knows he wins. He's never gonna lose. Or they're going to do the coin thing, and they somehow did both.
Yep, that's how it goes. And surprising to no one, he chooses to go help Kai and Perez.
I think this, again, positives. I like this a lot, not just because of the following scene, but because this is a callback to that first season where he had an objective, but he stopped it because he had to care. He wanted to save his friend. And she was like a sister to him. They're Spartans. They came up together. He's not going to let his friend die.
Kill her.
Yeah.
If Kai wasn't there, fuck him.
No, I think so. Well, maybe. He might have saved Perez because he has some weird affinity with her. But I just... So, yeah, we got Chief coming.
Yep, so everybody's pinned down on the bridge.
Can I just say...
Everything seems lost, and Kai's getting ready to fucking just sacrifice him, spike it, and fucking blow up the ship.
Can I just say this? I did like his line at the end. She's like, you can't do that. And he goes like, you don't know what I can do. And puts the helmet on. I'm like, all right, cool. And then what do? Crash the whole fucking momentum because we got to close this stupid ass loop with Quan and fucking...
Well,
ugh.
Okay, let's handle the JV squad in good time.
Yeah, just
right?
run it through as fast as you can again.
Yeah, well, we're not even done with this. So Chief puts on his helmet. You don't know what I can do. Coin flip, yada, yada. And like I said, Kai and Perez are fucking pinned down. Perez is basically just like on death's door here because she's fucking wounded.
I thought they were going to kill her. I don't think she's dead.
Wouldn't have felt bad about it.
Because in the last scene with her, I'm like, oh, they're going to keep her. I feel like she's going to be the next Kai. I think she's going to be the surrogate Kai.
I think Kai's going to be Kai.
Maybe not even Kai. I'm just saying, like, I think she's going to be on Chief's new team.
I think she could be nobody, and I'd be okay with that.
I don't know. I kind of like this actress.
So anyways, while Kai's getting ready to make that ultimate sacrifice, they start hearing a commotion out in the fucking hallway, and yeah, we all know what it is. Chief's here, and he is fucking shit up.
Dude. Again, awesome scene. Dug it a lot. Like, it was...
Yeah, it worked amazingly well. They kept him at a distance. They put a lot of stuff behind smoke for well, obvious reasons,
Yeah.
but it was effective. And we even had parts where we cut into the smoke and he's fucking wielding an energy sword and just slaying bitches. I'm pretty sure he had a streak going.
Only issue with this, and I understand, like you just said, I understand why they did it the way they did. You got to give me a little bit more. Just a little less smoke, a little more of him just slicing and dicing. And this one, you could get away with shitty CG because it's quick. Like he's just cutting through. Like you don't have to. I just wanted to look. I just wanted to see Chief a little bit more. All right, I want to see my boy.
I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. We got something fucking awesome. I'll leave it at that.
But and it's such a good buildup of a moment too, because of the whole like it again. It goes into like everybody sees it. Everybody believes in this. When they see him, when they see John becoming the chief and doing the Master Chief shit, they're like,
with a helmet on.
Yeah, I know, right? You understand why he became the propaganda piece, why people believe in him, and why everybody like says like that's the Master Chief, because he just fucking took out this Covenant squadron and this ship that was beating the shit out of these Spartan 3s and Kai, and he just cuts them to shreds. It's amazing.
To be fair, they're Spartan 3s. They're like
but Kai's a Spartan 2.
Sure, but she's got to protect those idiots. Like, they're basically Marines. So they're
pretty
worthless.
much, yeah, because the Spartan 3s and 4s aren't as genetically modified.
They made it to the bridge. That was a Kai achievement. But that was,
the
again,
3 of them.
deadweight fucking Marines. I mean, they literally had to drag one of them across the floor.
Yeah, good scene. A lot of fun.
Well, actually, it gets even better, though, because once Chief gets done, he enters the room. And Kai, we got some solid banter. Like, we got a good chemistry between these two, because she goes, "What are you doing here? I thought you had to save humanity." He goes, "You're welcome."
Yeah.
All right, see? This is quality writing. Not, that fucking bullshit line from, like, episode 3 about what's going to I can't even imagine what's going to happen to your face. This is better. So while they're trying to figure out their next plan, Chief and Kai commiserate a little bit over being the last of the Spartans, because again, fuck these idiots. They're worthless. And she asks him, Spartans don't really die, do they? It's not today, they don't. A little cheesy, but
well, but she has the moment of her like she knows that she ain't gonna make it. Like she knows she's gonna die.
Oh,
because she has that thing of like, well, Spartans do, and then he has a line of like, not today.
Yeah. So Mullins and Perez end up leaving onto the Condors. Kai stays behind, and ultimately she's going to try to make some sort of noble sacrifice. But instead of using the spike, she's going to manually crash the Covenant cruiser into the main Covenant battleship,
Cool
the
shot.
flagship.
Cool shit. I like it.
And it works really good.
Also, I love how she flew the ship. That was fucking cool. Like using the orb things to like steer it. I was like, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Gives me something.
And little spoilers here. So we cut to the end of the episode, and there's this shot, and we can actually see Kai's body floating in space. So
I don't know if who knows if she's actually dead or not, or
could be alive. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Could be alive.
All right. But see, usually though, if you see a body, that means they're dead. But in space, who knows?
Well, I mean, they just got done flying through space, so
yeah, who knows?
Yeah. All right, the JV squad, fucking Quan, Soren, Liera, and Kessler. So again, the timeline here isn't exact. I'm just giving you the brief notes on all the plot threads.
You forgot.
I haven't forgot shit.
I was just to say they added someone.
Yeah. That comes up.
I know. I wasn't going to say it. I wasn't going to spoil it.
So anyways, we start with Quan and Soren. I guess at some point between the last episode and this one, they found each other. And they're preparing to go in after Liera and Kessler. Quan gets a vision from the old woman warning her of danger and telling her to fucking run. Like, again, any sane person would do. And then Quan ends up telling fucking Soren about her dad telling her about this darkness following them, and then the monsters here, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? And
don't you get it? She's important to the flood, see?
Yeah, I have questions about that shit. So Liera and Kessler have been caught since their last little bit, and they're locked up in the brig. Now, Quan and Soren, they start encountering the bodies of people who are infected by the swarm, but I guess they're immobile for the time being. They're just kind of like standing in place. I don't know if it's because like a touch them and activate them thing, or if they're just waiting for a signal. Again, I'm not really sure. And while they make their trek to the brig, Liara and Kessler just so happened to be in the same cell block as Ackerman and Janine.
Whoa!
Like, oh god, the one thing that bugs me with this show, and I guess it's maybe just like a whole thing about broadcast TV and movies in general, is convenience. Man, sure was convenient. Yeah. Everybody was in that same cell block.
Whoa! How did Ackerman happen to be in the same place?
Yep. So Janine's...
I mean, I can understand that, and I feel like I could forgive that for most shows, but not this one because this show relies way too much on that.
Yeah. So Janine's condition finally gets like so bad that she starts attacking Liara and Kessler, and her body starts to mutate so that she can try to squeeze between the cell bars to get at them. And Ackerman, you know, being a man of action eventually, manages to get the gun off of a guard standing in front of his cell and shoots Janine's flood-infected body, killing her. And I guess it doesn't take a lot of bullets to kill these fuckers, which kind of makes them like less threatening than the cordyceps zombies. Like,
yeah.
Flood zombies are kind of bitches.
Great. Hope there's never anything like the flood in real life. We're fucked.
Yeah.
You call them out.
The guard that Ackerman got his gun from also was infected, and he starts attacking Ackerman, and it turns out that Ackerman used up all 7 of the bullets to kill Janine. All 7 of them. Fun fact, Jake, in Halo, they have 7-round magazines. Apparently, I counted.
I didn't
it
count.
3
Did
times.
he actually shoot 7 times? I didn't count it.
I counted it 3 times. Because like, there's no way it's 7. That's an odd number. Why would you
say?
have 8?
I'm pretty sure a standard like police issued like Beretta is like 15.
Yeah. Well, even then, even if it were 8, I would have let it go. But 7.
Yeah. Why would you have an odd number of bullets? That's weird.
Well, then I have a question about the bullet that's missing. What did you do, man? Did you shoot somebody?
Oh, I did like the detail of him trying to see if there was still one in the chamber when he cocked it back. That was kind of a nice detail.
So Soren and Quan, they're trying to make it to the cell block, and they end up in a security room, and they see the commotion on the cameras, so they fucking book it to the brig. And again, convenience, they manage to make it to the cell block just in time to kill that infected guard. And again, speaking of convenience, Kessler just conveniently seems to be over his scared of dad bit from last episode.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, hey, it's Dad. This is awesome. He saved us. Instead of, oh, God, this guy who fucked up the people who are training me.
Well, maybe it's because after he saw that man just have that weird fucking tentacle sprout out of him, he's probably like, maybe I should just run to my dad.
The priority tree of things that are fucking terrifying shifted
like,
by 1.
I'll forgive the convenience because of what the kid just witnessed.
Well, not but 1, but 2 different people fucking mutating.
Well, first of all, the crazy woman that he watched someone get shot, and then...
Yeah, so they get Liara and Kessler out of the cell, and after deliberating, Soren decides to take Ackerman with them, now adding to our JV squad plus Ackerman. So there you go. We caught up to Jake's little you forgot.
Yeah.
So they're making their way through, and these zombies all start to fucking attack, and Quan ends up getting cornered by a bunch of them, and then her plot armor kicks in, and I guess...
Oh my god, man. I was so fucking mad. I was like, damn it, we were right there. Just kill her.
I'm still confused as fuck as what this means, though, because the way that the old woman was making it sound, the Flood was waiting for Quan to protect them or something.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't fucking care. I
guess she was holding the Flood back to protect the planet. I don't know. None of this makes any sense.
Let her be the Flood Queen and then let Chief kill her. I don't fucking care. I just don't care.
So the rest of the party, they managed to make it to a giant fucking metal door that seals really nicely. And Quan manages to catch up. Nobody questions this. It doesn't seem weird at all.
Weren't you cornered?
Yeah, no, weren't you kind of fucked?
Oh,
No, I got better.
I will say though, I will say I did like the Soren and Quan section of In the Dark and stuff. Like I like those horror elements to it.
Yeah,
but, like,
and these are the positives of the episode. Like heightened dramatic tension works really well.
I did like it was a fun little, little survival horror thing, and like whatever.
And if that's an aperitif of what we get next season, I'm into it.
As long as like we're not doing the stupid Forerunner bullshit with Quan, I'm fine with her being in the show. It's just
don't talk.
Stop. It goes back to it's this bullshit that these writers have to make this fucking character important because they created her for the show, and it's like just admit your character sucks and move on. Either just add her as window dressing to whatever scene, or just not have her at all.
Or leave her on Madrigal to die.
Because this bullshit of like, well, she's the chosen one, and we're gonna do Forerunner stuff, even though we haven't even gotten to the first Halo game, and the Forerunners being humans was a scrapped idea that 343 had or Bungie had originally, and then when 343 did it, they did their own thing. But like, again, that whole bit of me rambling trying to justify her is more than I should ever give that character, and I apologize.
But she doesn't have a stupid fucking haircut anymore. Silver linings, Jake.
So again, that's another to wrap up this.
Oh no,
section.
We're not done yet. No, a little bit more because we got another little.
Oh, well, I just want to close this loop, and then I'll let you go and finish up the bit that because I wanted to go back to the things I liked.
We're not even done with the JV squad.
I know. I'm just saying I'll let you go after this, and I'll just kind of hang back. Of all the characters that got taken off the board, they really twice this season they need to stop teasing me and let Quan die. Is all I'm saying. Just kill the character.
Well,
stop teasing me with their death and just do it.
Well, mercifully, they got rid of one character who was honestly not doing fucking anything, and they did it in a quote unquote heartbreaking fashion because it turns out Liera actually managed to go and get herself tagged by a flood, and she goes through the door, goes back, and then shuts it behind everyone. It's like, yeah, no, I got infected, and I was just mad at you for, God, I don't even remember what the fucking bullshit reason was. I wasn't mad at you, just you
Kessler and all that shit.
Because you're actually a great dad. Blah blah blah. Who cares? Lyra's gone. We're fucking done with this.
And that's why I was clapping. I was applauding them finally getting rid of this useless character.
We're done with this and that whole super mom protect thing that was really weird.
Why couldn't we do it with Quan?
One thing at a time, Jake. One thing at a time.
I'll take one. I'll take this one. It's a win.
So they managed to get back to the ship and fucking get the fuck off of Onyx. And that's done. We're done with the JV squad because, again, we're at the end of the season and I don't care. Maybe they'll do something next season.
God, man, they botched Soren again. My man, Bokeem Woodbine is doing his hardest.
That's your one.
I know, I had to get it in. Doing his best to try and make this character cool and interesting. And I liked Soren. And then they did real questionable shit with his character with the slavery stuff in that first episode or second episode. That was kind of weird. And then his meeting with Halsey was nothing. And we got a little bit of fun stuff with that Reach episode, but man, they fucking dropped the ball on this character so hard.
Well, he was dragged down by family.
Yes,
Weird
he was
how that
dragged
happens.
down by this boring, meaningless family narrative. And it's like, now that she's dead, maybe I can get behind something with him and Kessler, but I just don't care about his kid either. I just don't.
I don't know. Young Wolf and Cub stuff is really starting to bore the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's like we get it. The whole God of War. We got to have a son.
God
dad,
of War,
son.
The Mandalorian.
I'm saying God of War added to it, but
yeah, there's been a lot of them lately.
But yeah, you're right. It's the bear and the cub shit, and I don't care for that either. I just wish Soren would have had a moment with Chief. We got barely anything in this season.
Yeah,
we got a couple scenes, and that's it.
So cutting back to things that matter.
Yes.
Um,
The best stuff of the episode, probably.
so we got to Halsey. Halsey ends up, she got caught too, but she ends up getting dragged up into the fucking, oh god, what do you want to call it? Like the fucking
The
battle room.
bridge.
Oh, it's
Or
not a bridge because it's not a ship.
The war room, sure.
Yeah, the fucking war room where Parangoski's still like trying to, make shit happen. And then they show McKee fucking touching down on the ring, and it's like, oh no, shit's gonna go sideways. You know what? Shit didn't go sideways nearly as fast as it could have. So you're welcome.
Oh my god, dude! I cannot believe that.
Like, I don't know what they did taking their time when they got down on the Halo, but
And again, another character, Maquis, you killed in the first season. You had an out, but then you brought this character back, and this character makes no sense. Because you know what? They didn't explain her being alive at all in this season. They just said, fuck it. We're not going to explain it.
Yeah, it's called plot armor.
And it's the same with Quan. It's like, trim the fat. Get rid of this shit.
Yeah, I don't really know, and
she's so like her and Quan both. It's this again. It's the same shit. We made this character for the show, so we have to make them overly important to justify them existing in this universe. Like, fuck off.
So while all of this is going on, Halsey notices something really funny about one of the people in the war room there, and well, they're definitely not right, you might say. They got shit coming out of their mouths, and they're staring off into the distance.
But this is also where we find out that Chief was going to reunite. Like, Halsey was brought in to help, right? And then
sure.
that leads to Chief reuniting with Cortana.
Oh, yeah. No, that... Oh, boy. All of that.
Oh, my God. The Cortana thing? What the fuck was that?
I don't know. That's part of my McKee umbrella of stupidity.
So he just like, we're going to die. We're going to crash. No, we're not. I'm going to punch this console and then absorb you into my armor, I guess.
I assume it's like because the armor is that technological that she just like jumped into it.
You would do all this for a construct, and it's like, it's different. She knows me. And it's like, are we going to keep going down the weird sexual tension route? Because that's what I feel like it's doing, and it's weird.
I don't know. Now it kind of justifies McKee's jealousy earlier in the season.
Right? Like, why is this Chief so horny? Like, I don't understand. They just make it seem like he has a weird, like, there's, like, I know that's alluded in the games, and that happens in the games, but they're doing it at such a faster pace in the games. Like, you don't get to that level until like the second, third, fourth game. You know what I mean?
So anyways, that, we've got people in the war room who just aren't fucking right, and almost at the snap of a finger, shit goes off. And they start attacking. Parangoski gets fucking surrounded. Mayhem.
Which was like, hell yeah.
Done with this. Awesome. Moving on. Halsey she gets pinned down, and then fucking somebody shoots her free.
It's just some random dude who then gets swarmed, I think, right?
Yep. And then Halsey gets up and manages to shut the door behind her as, again, shit goes fucking haywire in the war room. But you know what? It's fine. I'm not going to worry about that. She manages...
The flood was effective enough for me that I was like, whatever, fine.
She manages to make it back to Miranda, and then she's like really excited because they're talking about the spores and everything, and then like mid-sentence she just fucking stops. She just freezes up, and Miranda kind of does a quick little investigation. It turns out that Halsey got fucking tagged. So as any good daughter does, she puts her mom on ice. We'll fix.
I'll save you, so she freezes her.
Yep. All right. Now to the real painful part of the episode.
So, this I think episode is a great example. Like you and I were talking about, the best episodes of the show are when it has one or two plot lines. When you do 3, 4, and I mean even sometimes 5, it's like, what are we doing here? Like when you can, like, again, the show's strength is 1, 2 plot lines. It doesn't, you're overthinking fucking Halo. Like, it is
A and B. Simple.
I know that you want to carve your own universe, and that's why things are different in this, whatever. But like, to just to keep building your like new stuff for the show and new characters for the show and different things. It's like there's so much good stuff there that they could keep mining, and it just
Well, the good news is they're mining in a lot of spots.
yes, and honest, and again, as negative as I have sounded, I really enjoyed this episode, and like you, I am optimistic that we could be heading in the right direction. I really do.
No. I never said optimistic.
You seem optimistic.
I'm excited about the possibilities.
But see, you still have that voice in your head saying they're gonna fuck it up. You know you do.
Yeah. They haven't proven me really wrong.
Because they'll do things like the third act of this episode that make me excited about it. They're like, ooh, okay, maybe they're finally getting it. Because
we'll have to wait and see.
When he lands on the Halo.
What? We haven't even started the McKee stuff.
Fuck McKee. I don't care.
Well, he did.
He fucked her, yes.
Okay, but we have to, because it informs everything. So
sure, I guess.
McKee's trying to make her way to the fucking Halo, and she's having a frank chat with Cortana, and basically comes to, well, we know how this is gonna fucking end. You're gonna get rid of me because I'm disposable. But hey, thanks so much for helping. And then she fucking just stomps on the fucking disc that I guess Cortana's attached to. And then makes her fucking descent. She eventually takes a fucking escape shuttle down to the fucking Halo. Because she was worried about fucking getting shot up before they even got there. But Cortana's like, no, you can just take an escape pod. It'll be fine. So Chief manages to catch up to the ship. And I don't even know what through, again, convenience or plot. He manages to find that disc in the entirety of that room within like a minute.
This whole sequence.
This guy is like
so
the king of scavenger hunt.
And it's, I already mentioned what happens. He punches the console and she absorbs into his armor.
Well, it turns out before her little disc was fucking stomped on, she managed to make her way into the navigational system or something.
Right, and Halsey helps Chief find her. Because Halsey gets brought in because they're like, he'll listen to you or whatever. And she
basically Halsey told him the easiest way to breach the fucking ship.
Yeah.
That was the extent of her help.
Because Halsey and Chief are in love.
Because Barangoski's like, you should tell him, that he should go to the fucking Halo. And she's like, hey, the easiest way onto the ship is through this part here. Because Halsey fucking adores Cortana. This was like her greatest achievement.
They're her babies, Chief and Cortana.
Yeah. Yeah. So well, again, it's probably her greatest achievement. I mean, don't get me wrong, Spartans are cool and all, but this is a fucking AI that can think.
I mean, come on.
In
she
terms
created
of actual,
John 117, sir.
In terms of actual scientific achievements,
sure,
an advanced AI like that long surpasses augmented humans.
An AI that can somehow operate in two ships across space at the same time
is a massive achievement.
But then again, John Master Chief.
John Master Chief?
Yep, John Master Chief.
Is the Master his middle name?
John Master Chief.
So he
John
manages
Chief.
to...
Just thought of that out loud.
Right?
That's a dumb
you didn't pick up on that? So in his desperation, he realizes that he can just punch the fucking console and Cortana will use energy to jump into his suit, which is the most natural place for her to be. It's basically her habitat.
Oh, get it, guys? We're doing the game. She'll be in his suit, in his helmet. Remember? Game?
Yep. And, well, except she should be on, like, a disk drive. But you know what? I'll take it.
If they're going to do that instead of fucking having her be medically implanted in him or whatever, fine. Who cares?
I'll take it. Okay.
Whatever.
We got what we needed.
Hey, you got to take the wins.
On. And then he crashes the fucking ship into the Halo.
And hey. Big, huge positive for this episode.
Although, I guess at some point, either Cortana must have used his body to get him to jump, or he jumped. We're not really sure. All we know is that it was going into entry of the Halo, and he was on the ground outside of the wreckage. You can fill in the blanks however you want.
So, this is what I'm saying with the positives, and I was saying like earlier before we even I was jumping ahead. The scene where he crashes on to the Halo, and he hits, and he gets up, and it's the fucking music from the game. It's the monks, and it's like that is the moment of this where I was like,
Holy fuck, we're here.
okay, maybe they're getting it. Is what I'm starting to hear in my head. Is like, oh, because it's an awe-inspiring moment, and you feel like for Chief, like, okay, this is a big moment, and then the fact
Fast forward 5 minutes, and Jake's hates life.
God, I know. And then this is what I mean with this fucking show. So, and then you look down. Oh, the gun's broken. He just has a sword. So I'm like, oh, hell yeah. We're finally going to get that fucking sword fight we've been promised this whole season.
Rematch.
And again, it's like, finally, we're getting somewhere.
No, it was great.
It's going in the right direction.
So, again, I don't know if maybe McKee and Arbiter took the scenic route to the entrance or what, but like they were just opening the door when Chief arrived.
Yeah,
there was a lot more time in between.
They really stretched him in getting there. Like, hey, he's got to walk, and then like there's 2 other scenes of him just trying to get there before he finally gets there.
Yeah, so he catches up to them as they open the door, and they exchange bullshit lines about saving humanity or dooming everyone. Blah blah blah. I tuned out, but we get a fight between this universe's Arbiter and the Chief with swords. And for a bit there, graphics aside, it looked like Chief was he was down and out, but he dug deep. Our boy dug deep, and yeah, he fucking took down the Arbiter.
Maybe it is.
And this is, of course, is Vargot 9 instead of Thel. So maybe we'll get Thel later.
I just feel like, for me personally, I think my big gripe with it is, and this is just my gripe with Hollywood and how things are made, and it's unfortunate it's not going to change, but I just wish, and I understand what they do it because it's cheaper, but I just wish there was some way to do this shit practically. There has to be a way to do things like this practically, because it just looks so bad. Like, it is, like...
Jake.
Here I am sitting here supposed to have this big moment with Chief and Arbiter, and like, it's cool for about a few seconds, and then I'm like, ah. And I understand they can't, like, it'd be really hard to make a suit for Arbiter. I understand that, and I understand you'd have to CG most of it. But there has to be some sort of, like, we got to get some stunt people in there. And I want people to be safe and all that. I don't know, man. It really deflates the scene for me, how fake it looks and how bad it looks.
I don't know. I think compared to last season's finale, this is an improvement. It looked fucking terrible. Especially when they went into first person. It looked like dog shit. And I'm not apologizing for it. It looked fucking terrible.
You can't...
And the people who did it should have been fired.
First of all, I hated how... Well, another thing... Not first of all. First of all is the CG. Secondly, I hated how this fucking scene was shot. Like, ugh. It was disgusting. So, like, how it was effective in the first episode... Because I know it's the same director. It was effective in the first episode with the fog. And again, like we've talked about, hiding things. And shot smart. And, like, how dizzying that fight was with the shotgun and the elites. Like, that worked there. This, I couldn't tell you what the fuck was happening. It just kept spinning in circles and dipping and diving and trying to do all these camera tricks to hide up how shitty it looks. And I'm like, I don't know. What? Okay, now Arbiter's beating the shit out of him. Okay, at least there's something.
So
at least now I can start following this.
So unlike Jake, we're not going to linger on this for too long.
I'm sorry.
He could dedicate an entire episode talking about this one scene.
However, I will say, when Chief gets back up and he says, we're not done, and then, like, that last bit was fucking cool. I really like that.
Yeah, so like I said, Chief dug deep. He beat down the Arbiter. Like, I think he, like, physically, like, fucking punched him. Like, broke his fucking jaw.
He beat him so bad, he busted one of those fucking mandibles.
Yep. And then Arbiter starts talking to McKee, talking about how, no, fucking kill me, because I want an honorable death. And
Yes, I lost in battle.
yeah, and Chief doesn't speak Sangheili, but I think he got the gist of what was happening here.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I like that. I know what he said. And he just fucking stabs him. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, well, I see a lot of people talking about like it was like he stabbed him because of retribution for Vanek. And I don't know, I didn't really feel that, but
No, I just felt like he's like, oh, he wants a warrior's death, and I have no problem killing this fucker.
I mean, I was going to do it anyways.
I was gonna kill him. I'm just gonna stab him in the heart instead of cutting his head off. I'll do him that decency, I guess.
So McKee fucking flees into the fucking building temple thing, and then Chief goes after her, and well, then we cut to him talking with the presence in the dark there, and again, it turns out it's fucking Guilty Spark. And he's basically like, yeah, well, no, you're going to have to fucking figure this out. And I'm always right. And he leaves. And cut to black. We're done. So, yeah, that was...
See, in that, I think that kind of bummed me out a little bit. I think the Arbiter fight and then, like, this, like, I feel like it was just kind of rushed at the end.
I don't know. I think it's kind of a natural place to leave it. I don't know that, like, if we'd have gone any further and had Chief actually run into the grave mind, that it really would have been all that more beneficial.
Well, and it's also like, again, we're not even going to be completely caught up to that exact point, because when he puts his helmet on, it's like half of the visor is missing.
Yeah, well, he ran into the grave mind while he was down there, I'm assuming, because I mean, I don't think McKee fucking did that. She's kind of weak.
Which I think, that shot would have been more impactful if he had not taken his helmet off. Like, I think it's effective in delivering, like, oh, time has passed, he's been through some shit, so we're gonna find out more, and yeah, we're closer and closer to the game.
I think ultimately, I don't like the framing of the episode having this fucking in the future cut and then relay the events of everything up to that past, because I don't think they line up really well.
That was a problem I had too, because the way that 7 ends and builds to this, you want to just jump into it, and then so now we have this narrative device of, okay, so he's talking to someone in the future.
So why not just start your story there?
Yeah,
I don't need the 2 weeks later or 2 weeks earlier jump back to the past thing. That's dumb and fucking lazy. And I get that it sets up this intrigue for the next season, and it's going to be exciting. And again, McKee's still fucking alive. Maybe she merges with the grave mind, and we're just lucky and we're done with her there. I mean,
and I will say, like, I am hopeful for season 3, because I really like what they did with Chief this season. And
I've heard a lot of people say it, and it's frustrating on level, because you can see the potential here. It's just, it gets so mired with all of its bullshit that it becomes really, really frustrating. But thankfully, I think we're at a point where everything starts to catch up, and we start to get a show that's more recognizable than what we've had to this point. While we may have had Halo, quote unquote, the layperson won't know what the fuck's going on. The game fan, unless they're like really super into the lore, is like, this isn't Halo. I want to know if we're gonna get Thel or if just Arbiter's dead. If Arbiter is just straight up dead, that's really disappointing that it went this way. Because, I mean, having played Halo 2, I want to see Arbiter and Chief pair up. That'd be fucking sweet. But I don't know that if we're going to see it.
I mean, especially if you could do episodes, it'd be hard and expensive, but to do like the Arbiter missions, do like Arbiter style parts of episodes, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's again, it's potential. There's potential, but
I mean, there's always been potential. It's just done a really good job of
But
wasting it.
well, and it goes back to like the two things we have said this whole entire season is, or at least I've been saying, is who is this for? And I'm thinking that we're finally getting to the point, like you just said, that hey, we're finally going to that built-in fan base of the game, people that play the games. We think we've done enough with the normies to get them into this. But it ties back to the confidence. It's like if they would have just had the confidence in the lore of Halo already and not had this need to do all this extra shit to get normies interested in it, I think the show would have been much better off. And I think this episode is a great example of leaning into and getting, like, digging deep into the Halo lore and actually, I don't know, using the source material. It's crazy.
Well, and I think, okay, so bear with me here. It's kind of a little wild, right? You remember back in like the early 2000s when everyone was releasing superhero movies, but they didn't want to use the costumes because they thought they were too fucking wacky.
Yeah.
We got, the X-Men movies where everyone's just wearing tight
black
suits.
Yeah, it's the ultimate X-Men look where it's just the black leather.
Boring as all fuck.
Yeah.
And they're not really giving us any of the plot lines. They're just very generic.
They're kind of mashing
movies
together a couple different storylines into
And then we got Iron Man, and that fucking flipped the verse on everything.
Yeah, I mean,
we saw an industry-wide change and lean into the source material, and I think The Last of Us showed that you can actually do a faithful adaptation that people will take seriously, that people will go, yeah, no, I love this. And I think the difference between seasons 1 and 2 is enough to show us that, maybe they saw the results from that and said, okay, we can be serious about this. We can start incorporating the actual game elements into this because there's enough of a crowd that they're worth the time dedicating our resources for. Instead of like taking a shotgun approach and trying to hit everybody, we can go more specialized.
And I think really what it is a level of just a lot of frustration because I had so much hope and optimism that they were going to learn from their mistakes from the first season. And I think overall this second season is an improvement, for sure.
Mean, okay, but I could say realistically, they did learn lessons between 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, you remember the Venture bullshit?
Oh my God, I completely blocked that out of my memory.
We didn't need it. And gone, done with this. Yes, we kept Quan Ha around. I think it's because they felt like they created the character, but ultimately they didn't want to just like write him off, especially with like Liara. They didn't want to just get rid of him. All right, we'll give them a conclusion to their narrative arc and we'll be done with them. McKee, I don't fucking know. That's well and beyond me. Like, you were done with this. You could wipe your hands clean and start fresh. But I guess at some point you needed some connection to the Covenant so that you could explain things. So I guess that's the only way they could have backdoored it. Even though, I mean, they could have brought Guilty Spark in way earlier and used that.
Again.
Because when Guilty Spark went with the Covenant, that would have done it.
Well, and I think that's another thing I was thinking about too when you were talking about how things have changed in pop culture. And I think a lot of the anger towards the show is him not being in the suit. I think this show and Pablo Schreiber does a good enough job does a really solid performance that I want to root for this chief, and I'm okay with him not being in the suit. However, he was out of the suit for way too long in this show.
Yeah, I don't need him to be in it 24/7, but this is your focal point, and you need to realize that this is a show based on a game that is heavily action oriented. And if we're not getting nearly as many of these interesting fight sequences, we're going to lose fucking interest.
I understand pacing, and I understand that, like, having a slower episode after a big one, yeah, I get it. I understand that. But you cannot milk it for 2 or 3 episodes because you need to fill out your 8 episodes. And I really do hope, because I think they're getting a season 3. I think that again, given the licenses that Paramount has, I think they're probably going to get a season 3. And I think they listen to feedback from 1 and 2. I really, really, really implore them to trim the fat. 1, 2 storylines is all you need. Do the fucking flood stuff. Do I don't know, anything that doesn't involve McKee or Kwan
Okay, here
or
here
Kessler.
well, here are your 2 focal points: Soren, Chief.
Yeah,
That's all you need.
or even if, but then I would also put in Miranda trying to figure out the flood shit.
Yeah, but she could run on either track.
No, yeah, she could be with them. She could be, yeah. That's what I mean. It's like,
Or bring her in as necessary. I don't need to know about how she developed a cure for the flood. Bring her in at the last fucking moment. Hey, I've been working on this, and this is what I know. That's all I need.
yeah, and then
I don't need to spend 20 minutes of every episode seeing things develop.
and I would say that we are at a point where we do not need a human villain. The villain needs to be the Covenant. I'm not saying you can't have like your interpersonal drama, but with
Well, actually, going to next season, we don't even need the Covenant. We got the flood.
That's true. But that's what I mean. Like, that has to be the villain. Like, yes, you're gonna have your interpersonal drama, but we don't need this fucking Ackerman's the bad guy. Halsey's still the bad guy. No. Technically, right now, Ackerman's the bad guy. But in a way, in reality, I don't need all this political shit.
Oh no, I think next season, if done correctly, is much more straightforward. And honestly, because they don't have to work on the Covenant nearly as much, you can do more practical effects for the flood, and things will be much easier.
You can have different degrees. You can have the zombies. You can have it's there.
I think I think things are very promising here. Obviously, we're gonna have to contend with the Gravemind. So I mean,
and the stupid Quan shit, and
that's on
whatever.
that's on the Soren track.
Kill McKee in the Gravemind or some shit. Like, just
that's the best possible scenario,
right?
Here.
I feel like that's the good one.
I don't know that she has anything left in the tank, narratively speaking.
What is there? There's nothing.
Because that human connection between them is just fucking gone. And you've reached your destiny. You made it to the Halo, so that's done.
Really hard to build a relationship when you guys can't agree on who should be in control of this very powerful thing.
The short answer is nobody. The Gravemind is going to do what it fucking wants. And that's that. But yeah, so that was the season finale for Halo, episode titled Halo, so go figure. Ultimately, I think as an episode itself, I'm not even going to go with the letter grade because it's really nebulous. So I'm going to go straight forward, and I'm going to grade it on a number scale, 0 to 100. I think it's pretty easy. And I think if I had to do this,
why don't you just do like 1 to 5?
Finer numbers in between. I think if I was going to give this a number grade,
okay, 0 to 100.
Yep, I'm probably going to go like an 85. I think ultimately it was a good episode. It had flaws that were dragging and bogging it down, but ultimately, again, I think it stands shoulder to shoulder with Reach, maybe slightly above it, maybe slightly below, depends on the day.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
I think it's a reasonable assessment of it.
Yeah, I would say so. If I were to grade the season as a whole,
no,
out of 100,
70.
I would say 57%.
It's a 70.
70?
Yep. Jake. Okay, so we had a decently strong opening. There was a little political intrigue before all the gaslighting. Reach was a good episode. We both agreed. A bunch of bullshit in the middle. And then Halo.
But see, my thing is like,
And
Okay, I will put it over passing. I would give it. What'd you say? 70?
70.
60.
64 is a fail.
Yeah, I'll give it a 65. Because I feel like I shouldn't like enjoying 5 episodes out of 8 is more than half, but it's also
I think in the broad,
I just there's some things I just can't forgive, and doubling down on their boring original characters when they had multiple opportunities to finish those. Well, but then they did wrap up a few of them. Damn.
and they developed Riz and Vanek, even only just a little bit.
Yeah, but it meant nothing. Well, Riz's meant something.
Riz
but
definitely had
Vanek's death didn't mean shit. Like it did.
Riz definitely had more of an emotional core to it.
Riz, you spent more time with Vanek.
Vanek was ultimately a disappointing death, but I think ultimately, when taken in the grand scale here, I think with Reach and Halo in consideration, just on their own strength, I think it's at least a 70. Because again, even if you
comparatively, what would you give season
1?
Because we did. I don't even think we did the number scale. We did like
season 1 as a whole. I'd give it like a 60.
So 10% increase.
Yeah, it's still better than season 1. I mean, that's not much of an argument. Yes, the action in the finale was solid, even if the graphics sucked ass.
I feel like I should be like,
but Kai was so much of a more enjoyable character in season 1 because she had more to do and wasn't just wasn't the object of the doubt in Master Chief.
But see, I think they fucking wasted Silver Team and botched that to all hell. So I feel like that deserves a big doc.
Oh fuck! You think they wasted a team? They wasted Cobalt.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I think 65. I think 65 is what I'm gonna do. It just
These are your opinions. I'm not here to change your mind.
I feel like you were, man. I feel like you were politicking to try and get me to get up to at least
politicking. I'm explaining the difference.
I got. Yeah, I'd stick with a 65. Just for those reasons right there. I think I like what they did with Riz. We'd already kind of gotten the stuff with Kai in season 1. Vanek was wasted, and it sucked because the little bits that I got of Vanek I liked. It's just,
I mean, I think the things with Lewis worked really nicely. Keys' death,
and his death was sad, but it wasn't like as impactful as if it would have been Riz. You know what I mean?
Keys' death,
it was good, but
the all of the smoke fights looked really good.
Yeah, it was good. I'll give it that.
I don't know.
I understand them taking the suits and all that, but I think Reach would have been better if they put their suits on.
Oh, but they'd have been unstoppable. We wouldn't have had any. We wouldn't have had much of a reason to think that they were liable to die, even if they flipped coins. So Jake gives it 65. I give it a 70.
65 for also not putting John in the suit nearly enough.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
You can bang that drum all day long.
He doesn't have to be in his helmet. He doesn't have to be in the suit 24/7.
I think Reach and Halo definitely helped bring it up. They elevated it because those two are better than the culmination of season 1. Single-handedly.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that I'm a little bit more optimistic than what I started with because coming into this, because I do think,
because you've listened to somebody who has a level head.
No, I think I came to that conclusion on my own. I don't know. I hope it goes in the right direction. There's hope.
I think there's definitely forward momentum here.
There's still a very, very, very strong chance they'll fuck it up. So
I mean, here's the thing. Even if they fuck it up, but it's still slightly better than this one, it's an improvement. That's great on a scale. It's a sliding scale here. If we're better than season 1, hey, that's already improvement. If it's better than season 2, it's an improvement still. Even if we end up next season with a 75, by my opinion, that's an improvement, which means we probably got another strong episode.
How did we get here, by the way?
Well, I drove.
Well, I'm just saying, I feel like, again, you're the more positive one on this.
That's more of a self-reflection question for you.
I'm
maybe
tired,
you just have like some life changes.
Of gaslighting myself, Sparks. I'm tired of it.
I told you, I've waded through way worse things.
Well, there you go.
I made it through Titans, but also I enjoy Teen Titans Go. So, my barometer is weird. I'm not saying I love this show to death, but I think there's definitely forward momentum and there's promise in what we've seen in this finale. More so than what we saw in the finale for last season. Last season didn't really give us much except questions and a very mangled Riz.
They never got any answers for those questions.
Sure they did. They just ripped her out of his head and then made her compute probabilities.
And somehow McKee didn't die, so.
Covenant CPR is very good. So good it pushes bullets out.
Who knew?
Yeah.
That's another thing. It
True
held
story.
on that shot to show you blood, and then it's like, well, she's back. There you go. Well, yeah, that's it.
Or maybe much like Chief, she just actually has like really good regeneration because of her destiny.
Well, for the time being, this might be the last episode. Well, we'll see. But of Halo PODST.
Well, Jake's gonna have to just keep an eye open and see if there are any announcements about the next season.
I mean, I'm not opposed to watching Forward Unto Dawn or what.
I'm sure you're not.
But I've heard Nightfall's bad. That's the one that focuses on Locke, who's the dude who's hunting Master Chief in that terrible 5th game. But,
No, the misleading 5th game.
Hey, the multiplayer was solid in that game. The story, oof.
Everything I've heard, it doesn't match up to the multiplayer in ODST. But
Bungie purists out there, but
yeah,
I enjoyed 343. I enjoyed 343's version for what it was.
Sure.
Well,
when I play past 3, I'll let you know what I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Halo. Nothing will ever reach the highs that I felt playing Halo 3 with the boys.
God, yeah, you are that young, aren't you? I remember LAN parties of 2.
Yeah, well, yeah. Halo 3 ODST, played the shit out of that.
Yeah, I mean, I played a fair amount of 3.
1v1 me in the pit, bro. That's where it goes down. Meet me in Valhalla. Actually, I kind of hate that map. It's too big for Halo, in my opinion.
Well, you know what they say. At the end of the game, the king and the pawn go back into the same box.
Betrayal.
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.